When I was first assigned this project and told that we couldn't research MLK or Rosa Parks or any extremely well-known figures, I sort of understood why, or at least a possibility why. I think I think America has this obsession with nonviolence. Um, we praise the people who achieve great things and don't throw a punch. So surely, amongst all the other praised nonviolent activists of the late 1900s, there must have been some who weren't 100% pacifists. And that's exactly where the Black Panther Party and co-founder Bobby Seale comes into the situation. In 1966, two men, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, came together and founded the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense in Oakland, California. As the name suggests, the party promoted self-defense, as this was very important to their 10 key points, which Chairman Bobby Seale outlined in a Free Huey Newton rally held in an Oakland auditorium on February 17, 1968. These 10 points were also commonly laid out in their weekly newspaper. However, there is one key point I would like to focus on, the last point in fact, one that summarizes them all up.
Just summarize it. We want housing, we want clothing, we want education, we want justice, and we want peace.
The Panthers would often use self-defense, openly brandishing firearms, and while it was legal, it did give the public a certain perception of the party, as on May 2, 1967, a dozen or so Black Panthers openly brandished firearms at the California state capitol to protest a bill being passed, and newspapers ran with the headline of "Invaders at the Capitol." Although the Panthers supplied a different perspective in their newspaper, as merely protesting and not being ushered out of the Capitol, not by police and not by legislators. But fear of the Panthers was still evident, as the Mulford Act of 1967, which is what the Panthers were protesting, was passed very quickly, passing through the House and the Senate. The act restricted the open carry of firearms, and 1 year later, in 1968, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover would declare the Black Panthers as
the greatest threat to the internal security of this country.
Around 8 months later, in April 1969, photographer Ed Byrne would document the Panthers, specifically their movement of goods and other cargo. To quote Byrne, "It's 6:30 in the morning, and drizzling on the sidewalk in front of the Black Panther office on Fillmore Street. A small group of Panthers are loading the truck of a beat-up Cadillac with weapons of all kinds, milk, bacon, eggs, and bread. I am there to photograph their distribution to the new army, the black kids from Hunters Point, Bayview, and Fillmore battlefronts. This is the free breakfast program of the Black Panther Party." Truly an intimidating sight. Byrne was witnessing a Black Panther survival program, in which the Panthers would organize small chapters, often led by women, and task them with creating and operating survival programs. These programs include a free breakfast program for 20,000 children each day, and a free food program for families and the elderly. A very noble task, viewing food as a basic human right, something the United States struggled to agree on nearly 30 years later. On top of these free food programs, the Panthers would also, quote, sponsor schools, legal aid offices, clothing distribution, local transportation, and health care and sickle cell testing services in several cities. So while the Panthers may not have been able to utilize their Second Amendment, they were still able to build a community and support one another through programs that the United States still struggles to do today.